Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of With All Due Respect. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan Shead. That's Marcus Flowers. Brother, how are you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing pretty good today as a Democrat.
Telling you.
I gotta say, last night was good. Last
Felt
night
good.
was good. So I woke up with let's just say I woke up on the right side of the bed.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of people did. A lot of people did this morning. I had a few texts from friends asking me how I felt. And I said, it's the first time in months I've had some hope that people are seeing what's going on, that, it's not just us. We're not just crazy. The No Kings protest wasn't a fluke. And as I said earlier, if this election was a job performance review for Donald Trump and the Republican Party, I'd say we just gave him 0 stars. So
there you go.
Well done, America.
Outstanding job last night, and we'll get more into that later.
Yeah, but let's talk about a few of our cultural topics. One being the World Series. We called that one, unfortunately. We hoped that Toronto would be able to pull it out, but it was a great series nonetheless.
It went all the way to Game 7, and it pretty much went all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was some good games. You can't be mad when it's a good series. It's when it's a blowout that you're like,
have some Game 7 theatrics by the Dodgers on a comeback mission to get it done. So
yep. Hopefully we'll see Toronto back in there, though. They got a good team, and hopefully they can put a good season back together next year too. So
congratulations to the Dodgers, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and Magic Johnson stacking up those 18 rings you've got. I see you. I see you probably walking around on your yacht with all those rings on your toes, I bet, at this point.
Held high, chest puffed out a little bit.
Get one of those necklaces, it just comes down. Yeah,
enjoy it.
He's doing it, man. But we lost a political figure, pretty polarizing one, in Dick Cheney, who passed away yesterday at the age of 84. Yeah. So, what were your feelings when you read that?
Kind of one of those mixed feelings thing. I mean, I was a young soldier when Bush and Cheney came in office, and
that's when I went in.
9/11 happened, and we went to war. So he played a big part in that. So it's one of those things. I didn't agree with Dick Cheney on much of anything politically. I will say he earned a little grace from me in his later years pushing back against Trump. Obviously, Trump was going after his daughter. So,
Yep.
He was one of the guys that spoke out. But, you said it at the top, brother, super polarizing figure. No matter what you think of him, he had an impact on the way things went in this nation for quite a while. So
I'm glad you said it kind of the way you did, because I felt, like you said, all these celebrities and stuff that we lose, they affect our lives. Like when D'Angelo, his music affects us. When I heard he passed away, it was like he affected my life because he was giving out directions and orders that were directly affecting me as a soldier, us as soldiers. So it's like, I think we have a different context of how we, reference back to him. Right. And, as you said, I have definitely questioned our motives that led us under that administration a lot. So it's
I mean,
definitely hard for me to overlook that, you know. But at the end of the day, like you said, we may not have agreed on how to defend our country or what was right some of the times, but at the end of the day, I didn't question if George Bush or Dick Cheney loved the country. I
not at all.
just we
That's not
just
where we were in those
we
days.
just really differed on how we thought it should be run and how we thought our military should be deployed. Those are some pretty big differences, but it's still a difference of we love our country. We just view how we should do it differently.
Let me
And
touch on that a little bit. Let me elaborate on that a little
yeah,
bit.
get go.
You know, as a young soldier and then a young defense contractor and a not as young government official, you know, at state and DOD in Iraq and Afghanistan, you didn't question orders so much because the work on the ground was so different from what was going on politically back in the world.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
as I spent more time in those theaters and I grew up a little bit more, so to speak, you know, I did start to question, you know, is this the right way to be going about this? Or should we be in the
yeah.
business of nation building? I mean, look what we've done here.
Yeah, I never questioned it why I was active for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, after I left the military, I did question a lot
It
of
was a lot of reflection.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
reflection. Exactly.
You know, and the one thing I tell folks,
Was
you
it
know,
worth
like
it losing friends and almost losing my life a couple of times?
yeah, you know, and I've seen friends go to Arlington and leave medals on tops of headstones.
Yeah.
And I don't know there aren't many people I know that could watch that and not be affected. You know, and I went on Joe Walsh's brought me on to do a show, and he called me a hero, and I instantly shut it down. You know, and he kind of, you know, laughed. He's like, I knew you were going to say that, and he said, but why? And I said, you know, there's different jobs in the military. There's people that kick doors down, you know, and they're doing the hard stuff, and then there's people who are putting planes in the air. That was my job, you know. And the interesting part for me now that I look back at that I didn't really grasp at the time because I was just a young 20-year-old is when you fix a plane and you watch it go up with bombs and fully loaded and it comes back empty, you know that plane just went and got in some shit. And you know that you played a role in that. And that for me, that was the part of, okay, I loved working on the C5s because to me that was I'm bringing troops home, I'm getting troops there, cool. Fighter jets was different because you're like I'm putting a jet in the air with a pilot in it, of course, but I'm helping put a jet in the air that's going to go kill people.
Yeah, that's a whole
It's a
different, and
whole
I get that. I get that a little bit. Having
yeah,
worked in the intel community, and you know, being a part of things where you know that you're pulling this intel on people that they're going to be killed.
yeah, you know what you're doing.
You know, and you know, and sitting in some of those skiffs, watching some of those feeds of those people being killed, you kind of, you know, you're a part of that, whether you're out pulling a trigger or not, or you're dropping ordnance or whatnot. And it's one team, one mission. That was one of our sayings. Is all of my service was joint
That's right.
service. You know,
Yep.
soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines.
Plenty of C5s had all branches in the back riding home. Trust me.
Exactly. So, yeah,
You know,
that's just kind of the way I looked at it.
and you know what I refer people to? Go look at that photo of Obama and Hillary Clinton and them all sitting in that room watching the feed.
That brings it home. Yeah.
It really does because look at all their faces. There's no jubilee. There's no like celebration. It was like, you know, oh my God, this is happening. And
They're
that's what I read on their face. Yeah.
They're watching it on a feed. They're watching things come in as information. They're listening to what's going on the ground, and there's a bit of a delay. So they're waiting.
Yeah.
You know, to get that
The plane's blowing up and they don't know if you know, their
Exactly.
people are in the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does drive it home that, you know, we all play our roles and, you know, Dick Cheney played his role, whether we agreed with it or not. But I never questioned if the man loved our country.
Not worse.
And I wake up every day right now questioning if Donald Trump and the Republicans that are supporting him care about this country and the people? Because every day I wake up and I ask myself that, the answer is no.
No.
And I really look forward to waking up again and being able to say that our leadership, our government, our president, while we may disagree on some things, they love our country. I never questioned if Biden loved our country. I never questioned if Obama did, Bush, Clinton, the other Bush. I didn't question it. And
No.
I don't know many people that did. But now we are at a
That's not
point
where
where
we were. We weren't there.
Yeah.
In this, where we are now. It was a different time, when you look back 25, 30 years ago. Of course, you're not questioning
the last 20 years have been.
The last 20 years have been.
Yeah.
It's gone down. And I blame a lot of that on the white hot rhetoric. I blame a lot of that on, right-wing media just pumping
and the billionaires
and lies.
Yeah.
People. And that's,
go look back. That was about the time that Facebook started, taking off. So Zuckerberg got all his money. Amazon took off. He got all his money. Elon Musk came in. With PayPal, started doing all his thing. And then when those three particular individuals became the richest in our country, shit really started changing. So it'd be interesting to see what the lobbying that was paid for by them, how that uptick happened.
No, I'm sure it's.
Just connecting dots for you folks, for those of you who like to research things. But finally, before we get on to what everybody wants to hear, which is the election results, I just wanted to touch real quick on this because it's funny to me. Not funny for the individual. A man who threw definitely hope this dude gets out of this somehow. But a man that threw a sandwich at a border protection agent in D.C. back in August is now facing federal charges.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I'm of kind of a mixed mind on it. I mean, you don't attack a federal official. I mean, you don't do it. Throwing a sandwich, it's not really an attack, but yeah.
Like,
it's assault, but
sir, what happened? I was assaulted with a Subway sandwich with extra onions.
So it smelled like mustard and onions. So
did he really?
Yeah, that's what he.
Oh my God! Look, man, I want to say that, I really do, because I do. I support law enforcement that do it the right way. But these ICE agents aren't doing it the right way.
I don't want to make light of this. I come from a law enforcement.
I know you aren't. Yeah, so, I'm not even going at you. It's just me. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like all cops are bad and all that stuff, because we've had to depend on the police here, several times already. So
and policing done right.
Policing done right is necessary. I'm definitely not saying we don't need, let's just get rid of law enforcement, everybody for themselves. No, but I don't think anybody's really advocating for that. What we're advocating for is that people be treated correctly, that the laws be followed, that there be an actual process, and that when you go pick people up, particularly if you ride up on them in the middle of the road or the street, and four of you jump out of a car with masks and vests and guns, hopefully you also have some kind of warrant, or the person's name that you're picking up,
or there's some kind of due process. I think that's the big issue,
the message. But the other thing is that I really just have in mind that this officer, this border protection agent that was hit with the sandwich, that he just flopped like LeBron James on the spot and was hit with it and just went down to the ground like, ah!
But it touches on a bigger thing, man, with this, what's going on with ICE and the Border Patrol. People are fed up with this crap right now.
It's definitely not a joking matter.
That signals the frustration that people are feeling. This guy, he's in trouble for throwing a sandwich at a government official, but it's representative of what people are feeling right now, the frustration, I think. So,
I mean, honestly, you know what I said online? I said, you guys should be happy it was a sandwich, because next time it might not be.
Yeah, I mean,
you're already shooting. You got ICE agents that are shooting Americans in the back. And, oh, by the way, it was because the person was trying to tell them that there were kids up ahead at a bus stop. Exactly. This This isn't normal, and we
It's one of
can't.
those, yeah. It's just one of those situations where I just have to say, without condoning or condemning, I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
that's kind of where I'm at.
I get it.
Yeah, like because again, I've said it on this show. Let me rephrase. I've said it on this show several times. I'm starting to see less and less peaceful ways for us to get out of this.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that last night gave me a hell of a lot more hope that we are going to be able to find our way out of this peacefully, because people showed up last night.
They did.
And I don't know about you, man, but I woke up feeling reinvigorated for the fight, because now I feel like there are enough people paying attention and saying, okay, that was not the right decision. So let's do our best to fix it.
And I like the way you phrased that, because last night, yeah, it was almost like a sugar rush watching the results come in.
Sure was.
Hell yeah, like Mikey Sherrill's outperforming in New Jersey, because I expected that race to be a lot closer.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I was thinking like 3 points, and again, I say it all the time. I've been wrong about a great many things in my life. I'm glad I was wrong about that.
Yes, sir.
I kind of knew Abigail would. It was a foregone conclusion that she was going to win. She was running against a horrible candidate the Republicans put up, a candidate that they didn't really support, and they didn't get behind her, and she was just a bad candidate. I mean, it was reminiscent of Herschel Walker running against Senator Warnock, but worse. If you can imagine that.
Can I make a comment on that one before you move on?
Go ahead.
The one that really interested me, because for those that maybe weren't paying attention to that race, Abigail's a white woman, and the Republican running was a black woman. And the NAACP came out along with Barack Obama, and they backed Abigail.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the right wing, like, they started using it as like this, all the people that wanted Kamala, now they won't back the black woman trying to be governor. And I'm like, okay, so all you DEI hired people are upset because Barack Obama and the NAACP backed somebody based off of their political positions and qualifications instead of just the color of their skin.
Right.
So
make it make sense. I mean, I guess, if you really look at it look at it like this. She was definitely MAGA. I mean, she said some that shit crazy
Charlie Kirk supporter, MAGA. Oh yeah.
That shit crazy stuff, just MAGA stuff. And NAACP, black people came out and said, look, you're not representing our values here.
There you go.
You're not our candidate.
Yep.
And then on the MAGA side, you're black. So there's that. So
and again, we've seen it so many times. Like Vivek Ramaswamy sat down with Ann Coulter, and she's like, "I like you. I wouldn't vote for you because you're not white." Like, they literally tell these people, like, "Oh no, you can be in our party, and we'll even use you and weaponize you."
Yeah, but
we're not going to vote for you.
We've seen that grip so many times, man, that people are just sick of it.
Yep.
You say the controversial thing, well, all MAGA can't be. And nobody's saying all MAGA's racist.
All money ain't good money.
A lot of racists are MAGA. So, I mean, and that's a fact.
I mean, I think it's safe to say majority. But but the racist tree, the branches grow far, brother.
And if you're going to cater to that, and
not that I have to tell you that, by the way,
people aren't going to be like, okay, yeah, the MAGA, we respect that, especially what's been done to the black community, and we've seen the grift over and over and over again.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you said, but
if you're going to try and carry Trump's water and they're not supporting you, I mean, she didn't get really any help from them, so she was going to lose.
But they used her.
Surprised so much with Abby's victory numbers, probably larger than I thought it would be, but I think that was for a lot of other reasons. I mean, Virginia being a state where there are a ton of federal workers who are out of work right now.
We were there for 6 years. Yeah.
I mean, so I think that contributed a lot to the win number, but So I was
Yeah, I
pleasantly
agree.
surprised with that. So I think it was partially about the moment more so than the candidates. And, people are
You
worried that
think they
black
just
people are going
went?
to be sitting out
You
these
think they just went
elections.
like Democrat down the ticket?
I think a lot of them just
Yeah.
did because I think that's you have the single issue voters, and then you have the voters who are saying who's about the people.
Yeah.
And I think that message, that's what I woke up with. Cautiously optimistic that we've got the right message now, that it's
Yes, sir.
about affordability,
Yes,
that
sir.
it's about taking care of the working class again. Now we
Yes,
need to
sir.
stay on message for the next 12 months. But
And
so
take
I
these
remain cautiously
midterms.
optimistic, like you said, and I like the way you phrased it earlier, because this, while it felt like a mandate and it felt like a shift, and it was definitely a blue wave, this isn't the important one.
You're right.
The important one is in next November, 26.
Yeah, it is.
That's for all the marbles. This
Yeah.
was great. We got to pick up. Well, we didn't pick up. We picked up one governor seat, but um, we had some other
We
good
took
races
away
here
their
in Georgia.
we took away their supermajority.
Yeah,
And
well, we ran
again,
the table in this. Don't get me
oh,
wrong,
I
we ran
mean,
the table, so that was great.
every Trump, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe every Trump endorsed person lost.
I want to
There
say
wasn't one Trump endorsed candidate that won last night.
well, he came out and it was all about him not being on the ballot, which is why
I was like,
Republicans lost.
what?
How really? Yeah, I was like, I can't believe this guy fucking said that.
I mean, it just goes to show you, like,
It's about him.
he's a true narcissist. Yeah.
Truly.
But let's talk about somebody real quick that actually is deserving of our time, which is Zoran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York City. So
Yeah.
congratulations, not only to Mayor Mamdani, but also all the people that helped him get elected, that shared videos. So many of my fellow social media, content creators and political commentary, really did the work to try to amplify him, not just in New York, but everywhere.
Yeah.
And, this movement behind him, like you said a few minutes ago, Marcus, it's bigger than just one person. But if you're going to say, what are the figureheads of us right now, it's Mamdani, it's Jasmine Crockett, it's AOC, it's the people that are out there saying what needs to be said, whether they lose their seat or not, and they're working for the American people. And again, do I agree with AOC on everything? No. Do I agree with Jasmine Crockett on everything? I'm sure I could find a few things we don't agree on. But the point is that they're fighting for not just their districts, but they're fighting for the American people. And New York City, being one of the largest cities in our country, is going to have a spotlight on it in the next 12 months, just like Marcus said. And if Mamdani goes in there and he delivers,
yes, that's the
you bet
right?
this
That's
blue wave's going to turn into a tsunami.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that speaks to me what I take from his win and the reaction to it. And people are going to say I'm an ageist, which I'm not. I'm not an ageist at all. But I think the old guard might want to take notice of what's going on right now, what people are saying.
I think that's fair to say.
And it's still a bit early. I haven't had a chance to dig into the numbers, especially with the New York race, about how many young people showed up.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more of the exit polling.
Yeah, I want to see more of that. I haven't seen enough yet, but
the only one I saw was black people. Black people showed up again, like 80%.
Yeah,
Mamdani. So
nice. So, and they spent a lot of money to try and beat this guy. I mean, Trump.
Hell, even 50
endorsing
Cent came
Andrew
out.
Cuomo.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
And then on top of it, who was the other guy? Silva, the guy wearing the red, whatever. And then he comes out and literally threatens Mamdani in his speech. And I'm like, are you people not paying attention to what just happened?
Let me warn our new leader. If you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police
Is he crying?
weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing, and we will become the mayor-elect and his supporters' worst enemies, worst nightmare.
Well, you guys mobilized, and yeah,
Little
it
sour
did.
grapes there.
Oh, sour grapes, yeah, for sure. Threatening, the mayor though, and that's an interesting take. And then what was
Guy's
it?
a gadfly. I mean, he's
Outgoing
awesome.
Mayor Adams.
Yeah.
He said he's leaving
He's a little
them
bit
a
more
great
colorful
city, and don't F it up,
You got
dude.
that
If you
clip?
had a great city, you wouldn't have lost.
Exactly. I mean, the way he
message I can give to New York is as I go to the next leg
Keith's on top of
my
it.
journey, I'm leaving you a good city. Don't fuck it up.
Like,
I mean,
the
you're
self-awareness of these people, man.
why are you leaving the mayor's office? I mean,
And
because you're corrupt.
Yeah, what was the fraud? Yeah, exactly. Like, unfortunately, he ended up being exactly what we hoped he wouldn't.
Exactly the opposite. I mean, that's again, when we talk about these grifters out there,
Yep.
who, like, people aren't just going to go for it and say, Eric Adams is a Democrat, but he's also a corrupt guy, and that's not our values. So,
Hey, but Mom Donnie showed up and stood up there and just straight out called Donald Trump out. Said, "I know you're watching, so turn it up."
Turn it up. Turn it up. I love that.
Oh my God.
But again, I think this is a moment, though. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
We've got to stay on message. And this guy talked about affordability, at the heart of it. So I think that's something that we can all agree on.
I would hope so.
What have the Trump and Republicans been promising, other that your grocery prices will go down? It's the opposite. They're going up. They're going up. We're getting killed. People, inflation, well, it's coming down a little bit. People's salaries aren't keeping up with it. Now you're trying to take away health care. I mean,
inflation isn't going down though.
No,
inflation is going up. The interest rates are going down to try to stop it. Yeah.
But
so, I mean, we're pretty bad off right now.
I mean, just got to give people some hope.
Yeah.
When you're
and some relief.
When your mortgage and health insurance swallow your paychecks whole.
Yep. And you got to decide, am I
still
going to pay my phone bill, or am I going to go get some food for the family? Yeah.
One of the things I always say, just trying to not have people in a situation where their ends need to see each other or kind of see each other. They need to meet. They need to, have a little room. It's about that dignity Joe Biden used to always talking about.
Yep.
Being able to put a little bit back.
And pay attention to your local politicians and your city councils and your board of supervisors. Here in Tucson, the Pima County Board of Supervisors last night voted 4-1 not to release $800,000 of relief to the food banks here. Now, again, like Marcus was talking about a few minutes ago, we have a lot of federal workers here, contractors, military, and they are lining up outside of these, especially the two food banks here that they were trying to release the money to. They're literally lined up outside of these banks, and they don't have enough food to give people. And the Board of Supervisors isn't going to release the taxpayer dollars to try to help us. And literally in their decision, the reason that they voted that way, they said, well, Donald Trump and the federal government could release the money in the next 30 days. Mm-hmm. So they're going to review this. Like, I think it's the third week of December is the next meeting. So what are these people supposed to do in the meantime?
Exactly. Starve.
And then when you have Donald Trump, who is ordered to release those SNAP benefits, and they order the, the USDA?
Yeah.
They order them to release it. And Donald Trump comes out the next morning in all caps and says, yeah, I'm not doing it.
He's just flat out not going to do it.
And why? Because he literally This is not hyperbole. This is not an exaggeration. He is literally starving 40 plus million Americans and saying that he will continue to do so until he gets his way and the Democrats fold on health care and reopen the government. And to that I say, no. Please, Democrats, and this goes for all the content creators, the podcasters, everybody, you better use your platform to make sure that these Democrats know that they have our support. Now, I'm not saying I'm happy and I'm cheering that people don't have food, can't put gas in their cars. Nobody's happy about this. And I'm not even happy saying we need to continue it. But we're here, and folding now gets us nowhere. And this is essential. The Democrats aren't holding out just because they want to win and they want to own conservatives. They're holding out because when November 1st hit and these people went and looked at what their ACA, the Affordable Care Act deductibles were going to be, they were 3, sometimes 10% higher. And instead of addressing that, the Republicans just want to try to get rid of it, or they just want to continue to leave this where they are. But it's really what they're trying to do is they're trying to fabricate failure within the ACA so that they can get rid of it. But to that I say, what replacement do they have?
Your health care should not be more than your mortgage. I mean, I went and I looked.
Preach.
And for me, and I'm not going to tell you a family of how many or what we make, but it's significantly more than my mortgage.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Who can afford that?
And it's for what ifs.
Yeah.
It's not even like, it's just for in case you get sick.
In case you get sick, in case your kid breaks a bone or something at
Yep.
practice or something like that, you need to go in. And I was just looking at those deductibles and I was like, Jesus.
You want to know what my wife said?
$30,000. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy. Here's what my wife said, and I think this isn't just my wife. I think she's getting it from the internet somewhere. But some people have hypothesized that one of the reasons Trump is not releasing this money is because they don't have it. He's been given $40 billion to Argentina, sending way more stuff to Israel. Do we not have it?
We should have it. I mean, it's our taxpayer dollar.
We should.
We should have it. But if last night says anything, I think this is what you're alluding to. It's definitely what I see when we're talking about Democrats holding the line. Last night, the American people said, we get it.
Yeah, we know who's causing the problem.
We know who is responsible for this shutdown.
I'm glad
we
you
know
said
why.
That. Yep.
Yeah, especially in Virginia, where, again, I'm not sure how many federal workers reside in Virginia, but there are a ton.
A ton. Lady
And
Karma.
They get it.
Exactly, and they need to keep holding out. They want people to suffer. Yep.
That's it.
And like I said, I'm definitely not minimizing, the suffering that's happening and how people struggling. And here's another thing. I think we should start calling on companies, especially mortgage companies, car insurance, phone companies like Verizon. If this shutdown continues, y'all need to stop demanding money or stop charging late fees, something. There's got to be. You know what I'm saying?
USAA who are giving, I see that USAA, Navy, Federal, they're giving people a break if they're affected by the shutdown.
Yeah, but that's military. So,
yeah.
Average Americans need.
People who are served like us. So, yeah. But yeah, like you said, the average American.
Like what? We're 1%, 2% of the population? Like,
What are those other?
It's one of those things where if we could get everybody on the same page and just be like, hey, everybody's suffering. Nobody has any money, to pay their usual bills. Let's make sure everybody eats first, and then we'll worry about everything else.
We're all in this together.
Yep. Because honestly, guys, think about it. If everybody just said we're gonna just pause shit, and when this is all done, we'll everybody will get back paid. We'll figure it all out. But we're not going to be kicking people out of their houses. We're not going to be taking anybody's cars. We're not going to shut your freaking phones off. until this is all figured out.
We're not going to turn your
Something.
power off.
Yeah, something.
You know, that's another
Just
thing
the
I want to get
essentials.
to.
I'm not saying like you know, give us money to go get cigarettes and alcohol. I'm saying don't shut just the bare minimums.
Or Oreos. That seems to be one of the things that people are really upset
Because
about.
this could cause a
People can get
right.
Oreos.
But this could cause a housing crisis if we allow it.
It could. It could. One of the other things I wanted to touch on
Yeah.
is Georgia. We had a big night here in Georgia too. For the first time in 20 years, we elected 2 Democrats statewide, Peter Hubbard and Dr. Johnson, to the Georgia PSC Public Service Commission, who, if you don't know, these are the people who set your power bill.
Yep.
You know, so big night for us here in Georgia. And that's, you know, these 2 Democrats are going to help bring those power bills down because, yeah, that's something that's needed to help affordability. Again,
Yeah. We're having the same issue here in Arizona.
Getting back to it. People get it.
Yep.
People are getting it all over the country. You know, if you even look in New Jersey at Passaic County, you know, which is a bellwether up there, where a lot of the Latinos went for Trump.
Yeah.
And now
he's losing.
Mikey swung that district. I want to say 8 points the last time I checked. So
that's a big swing.
You know, that's a pretty big swing, and it may be more. I'll have to look back into the numbers. But when you look at those guys who, or they promised that we're going to be getting rid of MS-13 and all those bad hombres, but people are seeing a different story.
Yeah.
They're seeing people who are in the country doing the right thing, working, paying taxes, you know, not stealing from the system or whatever, just doing the right thing, trying to become citizens, and ICE is detaining them and sending them away. Yeah. They're even doing that to American citizens.
Yes, sir.
So you're getting some of those, and you got to have some of those independents and, you know, Republican Latino voters
usually
saying, yeah, you guys lied to us. This ain't what we signed up for.
Yeah.
We might have bought your thing about getting rid of the criminals and who are flooding the borders. You might have bought that, but now
you're arresting, brother. Yeah, you're arresting. Yeah, it's just crazy. But you know what? This showed me.
Well, they shouldn't believe that in the first place, but yeah, that's neither here nor there.
I try hard not to pay a whole lot of attention to polls, but Trump is pretty low in the polls, lowest he's ever been, even after January 6th. And the disapproval rating is up at 63%. And so I think last night, if it's any indication, I think the polls are accurate. I think, like you've been saying this whole episode, Americans they see what's happening, and they see what needs to happen for us to come out the other side of this. And so that's what I really took from last night. Like you said, we had some really big wins, and I hope that we see quantifiable results from that we can all look at when it comes time to vote again in 12 months.
Well, we got Rachel Rodriguez in the chat saying, off of YouTube, saying it's big Dems won in Georgia. Rachel, that's huge.
Yeah.
It is huge. I think we haven't won statewide. It's not a federal campaign. We got 2 Democratic senators, but statewide at the state level in 20 years.
Which is important. Yeah.
So
people don't, because I just want to cap off what you said, because a lot of the things you see at the federal level, a lot of things you see in the federal court system, it all starts down at the city level. And it all gets run up by those politicians most of the time. So what we saw last night was states taking back control because they don't want their state caving to Donald Trump and allowing ICE in or sending their National Guard to other states or whatever. There's tons of reasons people don't want Republicans running their state right now.
That's another way you can look at it is the voters are giving Democrats agency to go out there and push back and fight fire with fire. You know, not just the PSC here in Georgia, but Prop 50 in California. That passed.
Yep.
Overwhelmingly.
Yes. Thank God.
So, yeah, it's saying people are, to me, it says, stop playing with the kid gloves, guys.
Yep.
Decorum, decency, you know, that's
Next
the
up, we stack the court.
That's the poker game you guys were playing before. Now these guys are playing chess since you're holding all the cards.
Yep. And then we have states like Maine. Maine rejected a measure that would have tightened voter ID restrictions, and this is happening at a time when Donald Trump
suppression laws. That's what people are saying.
Yep.
There.
Yep.
We don't want it.
We don't want it because a lot of people are it is not legal for undocumented people to vote in federal elections. There's literally, I think there's 17, and I might be off by a few, but I think there's 17 municipalities in the whole country that allow an undocumented person to vote. And it's not in a federal election, it's in their local elections. And the reason that they allow them to is twofold. One, because the majority of their population happens to be undocumented. Number two, because they understand that those workers pay taxes by living in their area and buying things through sales tax, through all sorts of things. So
again, reiterate, it's not a federal thing.
It's not a federal thing.
It doesn't happen. Never has been.
No.
Never will be.
You know, it's just like the SNAP benefits. Undocumented people are not getting SNAP benefits en masse. It's just not happening. It's not legal.
No.
So, and where's the evidence? That I have yet to see any evidence of this massive SNAP fraud that they're trying to talk about.
Because it was said on Fox News or Newsmax or OAN.
Or
that's
Trump.
their evidence. You know,
and
billionaire talking points that they put out there for the masses to go and
I know we got to wrap up here in a minute, but I just got to throw this in there because I can't not say something.
Run with it, bro.
Laura Loomer has been given press credentials for the Pentagon.
I saw that. That is so.
Now, let me tell you all something about Laura Loomer. And before I do this, I just want to remind everybody that I'm saying this as somebody who is openly bipolar and who is medicated and manages my disease every day. That bitch is crazy, and not my kind of crazy. She has been institutionalized twice against her will with her by her father. So that in and of itself would disqualify her from any type of security
holding
clearance.
A security clearance, yeah.
And if you are a reporter in the Pentagon, there is a chance that you are going to be briefed on things that could or could not be confidential. She would not even qualify for a confidential clearance. There's confidential, secret, and top secret. She wouldn't even get a confidential. So the fact that she is even allowed in that building and that she is traveling around to other countries representing us on the world stage, like she is a legitimate mental health hazard.
Well, it tells you everything you need to know about Captain Mediocrity, Pete Hegseth, for allowing that to happen. Our Secretary of "quote unquote" War.
And again, I'm not just saying that because she's Laura Loomer and the crazy stuff she posts. But that's bad enough. But like again, this is her history. Like if your mental health is that bad and you aren't managing it, because that's my thing. I don't think she's managing it. I don't think she's taking meds, and that's the problem. But my point is just pay attention.
From her is
it's all hate. It's hate, division, and she gets cited for lying. I don't know how many times. Like it's insane. So pay attention to who the Pentagon's letting in the door. It'll really blow your mind. But
thanks, Rachel Rodriguez. Once again, we didn't mention PA Supreme Court. That was huge. It kept all the Democrats there.
Oh, did they?
Yes, all three.
Okay, so
that was also a huge.
Yeah, Rochelle Rodriguez said we kept our Supreme Court here. Okay, in Pennsylvania. So yeah, that is a big deal.
And that was one of the things Hold the Line, my PAC, worked on, getting those.
Sorry, Keith.
Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Nominees elected. So that's huge that we kept them. So thank you, PA.
And speaking of.
And that just means these guys aren't going to allow the election to be stolen or questioned. Things that go up to the Supreme Court in PA, we kind of know which way they're gonna go. You got some.
Speaking of the Supreme Court, they're supposed to be deciding today on Trump's power to levy tariffs under the Emergency Powers Act. So we need to pay attention to that. I also wanted to bring up Trump saying that we're going to possibly attack Nigeria and send troops there over them targeting Christians. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus, but when you say that you're going to use a military to attack somebody based on a religion, that would qualify as a religious war, would it not?
It would. So we're going to do the Second Crusades now. Is that what's going on?
Well, I mean, they do think he's God.
Yeah. Our Lord and Savior.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
And then I think the last thing I want to say is, how about crypto? Trump said that he had no idea of the crypto tycoon that he pardoned, who just happens to do business with his family and has helped a lot of his donors launder money, which is why he needed to be pardoned. And it's being reported that Barron Trump has profited around $150 million off of crypto in the last 6 months.
Wow. Barron's what, 19? Same
18.
18?
Well, he might be 19 now. But here's my thing. If you're going to hang a picture up in the West Wing of an auto pen of Joe Biden and attack him saying that he didn't sign this stuff, he didn't even know it, you literally have the current president of the United States that sat in a chair during an interview and told the reporter and the American people in the world, I don't know who that guy I just pardoned is. Holy shit.
I mean, but yeah, I don't know if anybody's really buying that, but they're still
sure hope not.
They're still going to defend it, and it's
still going to defend it. But we always wrap up the show saying how people can get involved. And today, I think the message we just want to say is, after seeing California pass, Proposition 50, the Democrat wins in Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Trump's approval rating plummeting, Americans' confidence in our military decreasing because of Pete Hegseth, I think the message is keep your foot on the gas.
People are getting involved, and I love it. Don't stop.
Keep bringing people. It's working.
Keep demanding accountability. Keep demanding that our public servants do the job.
Yes. And demand that the people you just voted in
to continue
do
holding
their job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those people who are coming in January, do the job.
Yep. Do the job we just voted you for. And like Marcus said,
continue to be servant leaders. That's what you got to do.
Yep. But I like what you said. The Democrats last night just gave all the elected Democrats the message of go get them.
That's it.
That's it. Go get them. So with that, brother, you got anything before we say goodbye to all our lovely listeners?
I think we've said it all. And I want to thank you all for joining us and continue to joining us. Keep tuning in. We'll keep talking about what's going on and seeing how you can help.
Yep. Because while today is a good day, the fight will continue. We still got a lot of battles ahead of us, but I just want to say real quick, I'm just really proud to stand with you all to, continue bringing stuff to you, trying to educate, and you all continue educating me, and you continue amplifying Marcus and I, both separately and us on the show. So, just really want to tell y'all how much we appreciate you, and we appreciate you being engaged. We appreciate you showing up and voting last night. And so, as always, much love, keep fighting, but let's stay engaged and keep fighting.
We've got to. Last night was good, but
it's going to get better.
We got November coming up, and we got a lot of work to do between now and then. So,
yeah.
God bless everyone. Good night.
Yes, sir.